It set up such a limited government that the whole thing flew apart. You couldn't even do business across state lines. Our country was a total mess. Do you know who the first president of the country was? This guy. John Hanson. No, it wasn't George Washington. John Hanson. But see, I said our country. It's a different country. Under the Articles of Confederation, they first put it right here. It was too close to anarchy. It didn't work. It fell apart. Every state was fighting against each other, cheating against each other. It was too close to anarchy. So in 1785, Congress knew that it wasn't working. And unbeknownst to them, James Madison and Thomas Jefferson had been exchanging letters, and they were trying to work on a totally new system of government. They knew that they were never going to get something this radical past any members of Congress, any of the states, because nobody trusted anybody anymore. But they had this thing called a republic. It moved this government a little farther down, moved it to about here. But they needed somebody to help bring everybody together. They needed somebody that they could trust, that everyone in the room would trust. They needed someone who they knew would bring everybody together, everybody would trust, and in the end, would do the right thing, even at his own expense. That man was George Washington. I have to tell you a story in its entirety later on, some other show, but in a nutshell, Washington saved the Republic many, many times. But the time before this one, it was right at the end of the Revolutionary War. He had actually stopped his soldiers from revolting against members of Congress and killing a lot of the members of Congress, because Congress said, we're not paying you. Well, they had served, they had fought, some of them had died, and now you're not getting paid. Washington tried to stop them over and over and over again, but they were determined to go and wipe Congress out. At the last moment, this man walked in. In one of his finest moments, this man walked in, and he stopped them. Now, these were Washington's own men who had fought and died by his side, who had loved him, who adored him until that moment.